Rachelle Genthos. I am an assistant professor at Lewis Clark State College, and I got my PhD in experimental social psychology. So what's interesting is a lot of people don't consider psychology part of STEM. And so we use mathematics in statistics and research methods. So research methods is kind of an interesting field because you're using both the methods of research, but statistics and mathematics are integrated within that. We use the scientific method and research method, so we derive a hypothesis, create a set of circumstances, and then try to actually see if that hypothesis is supported with the data. I would say that the field of psychology that's most related to engineering would be human factors, because they look at how individuals interact with things like your cell phone or driving or things that have been built or engineered in a certain way. My advice would be to try to use psychology for personal growth and try to understand those around them in a better way. And that's what I really try to convey to my students is psychology gives you the tools to understand and to accept and to be aware of the circumstances that surrounding things that will allow you to understand other individuals in a deeper way. My opinion is that there is not enough support or even outreach programs for homeless veterans and those kinds of individuals. I don't think that communities do enough for them or provide enough services, those kinds of things. I honestly think they need to have more counseling, and not just that, kind of helping them readjust, and then especially veterans that are older, they're faced with a whole new range of obstacles, and so honestly I think that communities just need to be more active in reaching out to those individuals and getting their opinion on what they need, those kinds of things. I would say a lot of them, as they age, if there were like support groups where they could meet, I think anyone who's gone to war or been in the military, they view life differently, especially if you've gone to war. And I think that having support groups within themselves might help. I also think if they're aging and losing family and that kind of support system, that would balance out if they could lean on other individuals that have been through similar experiences. And so really just trying to kind of embed them in a community of some sort, I think would help. And honestly, I could say that even in the educational sphere, they could provide more support for those individuals, because especially if they're suffering from things like post-traumatic stress disorder, which I've seen some markers in certain students, I feel like they're facing a whole other challenge being in school. And so I think that they could provide services at institutions and universities for those that special population of students. I also think they could do a better job of educating civilians about these individuals and what they've gone through, because they are viewing life differently because of their experiences, and so I think as civilians we need to be more aware of what they've been through. And so I think it's also on the other side of that coin, it would be beneficial for individuals to that haven't been to war, have never been in the military, just strict civilians, to have some sort of education to maybe help them understand veterans better.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Sure.